Setting up a new project and basics of Premiere Pro Workspace. First, setting up your new Premiere Pro project. First, you will need to open Premiere Pro software. Click on the Start button, bottom left of the screen. Then select All Programs. Next, you will need to scroll down until you find a folder called Adobe Production Premium CS6. Click on this folder to open it. Now look for the Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 program. Click on the program to open it. Here, you will need to create a new project. Next step, give your project a name. Now, click on Browse next to Location Setting. Navigate to your folder created in the Media Storage area, then click Select Folder. This is where your Premiere Pro project file will now be saved. Now, click on the Scratch Disks tab. Here, make sure all of the drop-down options are set to Same as Project. This will set all of these options to be saved in your Media Storage folder too. Once that is done, you can click OK. Type a title for your video in the sequence name bar. Then click OK. Now you are ready to start using Premiere Pro. Second, getting to know the workspace. The box highlighted on the top left is the source monitor. The source monitor can be used to play back and preview individual clips from the media browser panel, library of your imported files. In the same box, there is a tab at the top called Effect Controls. This is where you can change settings of any effects that you may put onto your video/audio clips in the timeline. You can also use these controls to edit basic properties such as motion, opacity, and audio of video/audio clips you are using. Media Browser panel. The media browser helps you browse and preview files on your hard drive. You can leave the media browser open and dock it just as you would any other panel. The media browser gives you quick access to all your assets while you edit. Effects panel. The Effects panel is a tab where all the video/audio effects and transitions are stored. You can place transitions such as dissolves, dip to black, and page peels between clips, so you can get a smooth transition from one clip to another. You can add effects such as black and white, levels, and balance to individual clips to change their appearance or audio qualities. The highlighted box, top right, is the program monitor. This is the live monitor, which will play back and preview the sequence of clips in the timeline. The highlighted box on the bottom right is the timeline panel. This is where you will do the editing of your video/audio clips to form your video. This would include adding clips, positioning them, and changing their properties. You can also add effects and transitions to the video/audio clips in the timeline. The highlighted box in the bottom middle is the Tools panel. This is where the editing tools are that you will use when editing your video project. The main tools you may need to use from this panel are the Selection tool and Razor tool.
Importing video, audio, and images into Premiere Pro. Go to File, Import, or double-click on an empty space in the bottom left box. Now navigate to where your video files are stored. You should have your own folder set up in the media storage area. This can be found on the desktop. You should save any files you work on or work with in this folder. Keep everything together. This will prevent problems later on. Once you find your video, click on it to select it, then click Open. This is where any imported files go to. Using the same technique as before, you can import audio files and image files. Audio files will show up with a sound wave thumbnail. Images default at 5 seconds long. This length can be changed in Edit. Adding clips to your timeline. It is best to put a video into your timeline first. This is to set the size of the video stage correctly to fit your video. Click and drag the video you need from the library over to the timeline. A clip mismatch warning box will pop up. Make sure you choose the Change Sequence Settings button. This will change the size of the stage to fit your video, instead of your video trying to fit the stage, which is what will happen if you press the Keep Existing Settings button. If you choose the Keep Existing Settings button, your videos will look zoomed in. This is an example of the difference between the two options. Resizing clips. If you have a video clip that is not the same size as another video clip, this can occur if you record video clips on different devices. You are able to scale one of the videos to fit the frame. To do this, click on the clip you need to resize in the timeline. Right-click on the clip, then select Scale to Frame Size. If Scale to Frame does not quite work how you need it to, you can resize the video manually using the Effect Controls tab. Open the Motion tab, change the scale number lower or higher than 100, depending on if you need the video to be bigger or smaller for the stage. Razor tool. Here, we're going to cut off the beginning of the video using the razor tool. First, drag the timeline marker to the closest point in the video clip which you would like to make a cut. Use the scroll bar at the bottom of the screen to zoom into the video timeline. Click on the little square at the end of the scroll bar and drag to the left. Use the step back and step forward buttons to get to the precise point of the video clip you would like to cut. Now select the razor tool. Line up the dotted razor tool line with the red line on the timeline. Left-click to make the cut. Click on the selection tool. Click on the clip you do not want to keep in the video. Press the delete button on the keyboard. Left-click on the empty space where the video used to be. Right-click on the space and then click Ripple Delete. Using the bottom scroll bar, zoom out again to see the changes you have made. Click the square and drag to the right. Or red edge drag crop. Here, we're going to crop the beginning off of the video clip. Hover your cursor over the edge of the clip you wish to crop down. You should notice a red line with an arrow pop up when you are hovering over the right spot. Once you find the red arrow, click and hold the left mouse button. Drag the red bar left or right past the part of the clip you want to crop out. Let go of the left mouse button to complete the crop. If the crop is not quite right, hover over the edge of the clip again. Find the red arrow and click, drag it to the desired place.
Titles and credits. Still title text. Click on Title tab, hover over New Title, then click on Default Still. Give your title a name, and then click OK. Click on the Type Tool button on the left. Click and drag out a text box in the video preview box. Type your title. You can center the text by using the tools above the video. You can change font type, size, etc. here too. Below the video, the template text styles. These are already made styles for you to use on your text. Simply Click on the thumbnails of the style you want to use, and it should make the changes to your text. On the right, the title properties. These are advanced settings for editing your text. When you are finished with the title, close this box using the little close sign, top right of the box. You should now notice the title you have just created is now in your library. Choose your title. Click and drag your title into the sequence timeline. If a title needs to be in front of a blank screen, simply put your title into the timeline at the beginning, then put your video/images after the title in the timeline, as seen below. If the title needs to be positioned on top of your video, you will need to put the video in video channel 1, then put the title above it, in video channel 2. A bit like layering in Photoshop. Like this. If you need to edit the text you have just made, double-click on the text thumbnail in the library, and the text editor should pop up again, ready for editing. You can use this title technique to create credits for the end of your video too. Speeding up, slowing down, and reversing video clips. Speeding up. Clip playing at original speed. Click on the clip you want to speed up. To select it, the color of the clip goes darker in color, once selected. Then right-click on the same clip to open a side menu. Then click on Speed/Duration. To speed up the clip, the percentage and speed setting needs to be bigger than 100%. The duration time will change also when the speed percent is changed. When you are happy with the speed, click OK. Clip playing at sped up speed. Slowing down. Clip playing at original speed. Click on the clip you want to slow down. To select it, the color of the clip goes darker in color, once selected. Then right-click on the same clip to open a side menu. Then click on Speed/Duration. To slow down the clip, the percentage and speed setting needs to be smaller than 100%. The duration time will change also when the speed percent is changed. When you are happy with the speed, click OK. Clip playing at slow speed. Reversing video. Clip playing in original direction. Click on the clip you want to reverse to select it. The color of the clip goes darker in color, once selected. Then right-click on the same clip to open a side menu. Then click on Speed/Duration. To reverse the clip, click on the box next to reverse speed. Once done, click OK. Clip playing in reverse.
Rendering. You will need to render your video as you work on it. This will help make sure playback runs smoothly whilst editing your video. You can tell if your sequence needs to be rendered if there is a red or yellow bar running along the top of your timeline. When your video has been rendered, the line will be green. Make sure the gray bar runs across your whole sequence in the timeline. If you need to change this, use the orange blocks at each end to change the size of the gray bar. Now select all of the video or audio clips in your timeline by click and dragging a box over your whole sequence, as seen below. Click on Sequence tab, then select Render Entire Work Area. Then wait. This can take quite a while depending on how much of your video needs to be rendered. Because of this, it is best to render bit by bit as you work on your video. Note this part of the video has been sped up and is not in real time. Now the video has been rendered. When you play the video back, it should run smoothly.
Exporting finished video. Before exporting your video, make sure the whole video has been rendered. Now you can move on to exporting your video. Select all the clips in your video timeline. Click and drag over the clips as shown here. Now go to File, Export, Media. Use the slider to make sure the whole video is selected. Make sure the triangles line up with the beginning and end of your video. Under Format, select H.264. Under Preset, scroll down and select HD 720p29 or HD 720p25 or HD 720p23. Click onto the orange text next to the output name. Make sure you select the right folder to save to. Save your work to the media storage area, found on the desktop. You should have a folder created on there, within a folder for your class. Make sure you save all project files, video, audio, and picture files used in your video in this folder. Only use USB as backup. Keep everything together. Once in the right folder, give your finished video a name, then click Save. Finally, click the Export button to start the exporting process. This part can take quite a while, depending on the size of the project file and/or the length of the video. Make sure to give yourself extra time when exporting your video. Note, this clip has been sped up for this video. You should now be able to find your exported video in the folder you just selected to save to on the media storage area.